Dear students, welcome to our class on weather forecasting for agriculture. In this class, we try to understand heat waves and cold waves. Why we should understand, why we should learn about the heat waves and cold waves are most of the crops, most of the animals, horticultural plantations, forestry, but they are all affected by, even to some extent, fisheries. Okay, they are affected by the heat waves in inland fishery culture. Okay, that's why. So, what are the heat waves? What are the cold waves? Now, here the first importance of learning heat waves. Why we should learn about the heat waves? We try to understand. What are the heat waves? Heat waves are periods of sustained high temperature. Heat waves are periods of sustained high temperature coupled with humidity. Sustained high temperature coupled with humidity cause, uh, for significant periods, at least for a day or two. Okay, high temperature coupled with high humidity for significant period, we call it usually as a heat waves. In case of heat waves, we take humidity in addition to temperature. In case of cold temperatures, we take temperature and wind speed. Wind chill we call it as. In the cold waves, importance of cold, there we discuss. As far as heat waves are concerned, in addition to the high air temperature, we also take humidity. Higher temperature coupled with humidity. What happens, humidity is more, high temperature is there. That causes less evapotranspiration. Once there is less evapotranspiration or less transpiration, physiological damages occur not only for the crops, orchards, animals also. This is very important. This is important. That's what we discuss in the next half minute to follow. Now, what are the heat waves? Heat waves are the periods of sustained high temperature, high humidity for a relatively at least a day or two. This is very, very important. Now, the degree of discomfort that is felt during the hot weather period, the degree of discomfort we feel during the hot weather period depends significantly on combined effect of two. What are those two? High air temperature and humidity. This bit will come. High air temperature plus humidity. The degree of discomfort, not only for the human being, but for the crop, but physiologically, animals, plantation crops in case of orchards, okay, even fisheries, inland fisheries. That's what I'm telling. Again, particularly forest area. Now, the threshold ambient temperature at which heat related complications on agriculture crops, animals, etc. varies greatly by location. This bit will come. The ambient threshold air temperature, the ambient air temperature. What is the threshold temperature? It depends upon the location. However, in the after 1 minute we discuss in the plain areas, in the hill areas, how much. Okay, criteria. Now, however, in general, when summer temperatures increase to a value of more than 40 degrees centigrade, incident of heat-related effects dramatically occurs on the crops, animals, etc. In general, 40 degrees centigrade is the threshold. In general, I am not talking specifically for plain areas, specifically for the hilly areas. There are that we are going to discuss after 1 minute. Now, here very, very important point I would like to share with you is that high air temperature coupled with the humidity, what it causes? Less evapotranspiration and what is the respiration in evapotranspiration, for example, it's a cooling process. It's a cooling. Evaporation is a cooling process, condension is a heating process. Now, heat releasing process otherwise. So, cooling mechanism is affected because of high temperature. That's why the combined effect of air temperature and humidity play a significant negative effect on agricultural crops, animals, orchard plantations, forestry, fisheries also. Now, another thing is, though usually the heat waves are rarely discussed what I do. Heat waves and cold waves like thunderstorm, like dust storm, which we discussed in last thunderstorms, dust storms, lightning. Like heat waves and cold waves are also given so far less importance, even though they have lot of significance with reference to their negative impacts. Now, though the heat and cold waves are rarely given less sensational coverage, they are not given sensational coverage like a thunderstorm, like a dust storm, like lightning. They are not given sensational coverage as other natural disasters. It is one of the most severe disasters. Both heat waves and cold waves are one of the most important and negatively important, severe, otherwise severe disasters like heavy rainfall, thunderstorm, cyclone systems, etc. There are lot of casualties of farmers, animals. Therefore, attempts have been made by the India Meteorological Department of course, to monitor, to analyze, monitor, and to warn and advise these heat and cold waves on a real-time basis. Okay, now, so what are the observational aspects? In other words, climatology, observational aspects of heat waves and cold waves. Observational aspects for not only heat waves, both heat waves and cold waves, as far as India is concerned. This question will come. Certainly. Please listen very carefully. The winter season from January to February is the winter time over India. January, of course, October, November, December, nobody can rule out. But as far as India is concerned, January and February are winter months. Normally, winters are dry in northern India, although it gets rainfall associated with the western disturbances. Western disturbances cause the rains during the winter season in northern India. So, normally winters are dry, even though rain occurs due to western disturbances. What are the winter months? January and February. We cannot rule out November, December. Why? Of course, that I discussed several times in the basic course. Introductory agricultural climate, I have discussed. I don't want to repeat. After the passage of western disturbances, this is very important. After the passage of western disturbances in the northern India, dry, cold, northwesterly winds penetrate into western India, to some extent in central India also, north and central India, which will enter northwesterly winds penetrate. Here, as a result of northwesterly winds into northern parts and central parts of India, minimum temperatures drop over the regions and cold wave conditions prevail. In southern parts, of course, that is with reference to cold wave. But in southern parts, what happens? The temperature difference is not so marked due to moderating effect of Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean. These large water bodies of southern India, they give moderating effect so that cold waves are not prevalent in southern parts of India. In March, April, May, these are the summer months in India. The average temperature is around 32 degrees centigrade, but in northwest and central India, T maximum is far above 32. In general, March, April, May temperature in India 32. Please write, this bit will come 32 over India. However, North India, Northwest India much above this 32 will be there, because the average is 32. Hot winds known as, this bit is 100% to come. Hot winds are known as Loo, L-O-O, that's it. They are the market phases of summers in northern India. This bit was given for the last 5 examinations, all 5 examinations, this bit was given. Loo, what are the loos? Again, hot winds in northern India, known as Loo. During June, even though the monsoon currents cools the southern parts of India, the temperatures are around again 40 degrees Celsius. Please note that I am from southern India. Even though southwest monsoon cools southern parts of India by 5th of June, the temperatures are around 40. Cold, around 40. Slowly they will come down. As far as northwest India is concerned, again it is around 40, 42, 43. Please note that low pressure area triggers the southwest monsoon. Now, T maximum more than 45 degrees centigrade observed mainly over Rajasthan and Vidarbha regions. The average number of cold waves, usually average number of cold waves are 6 to 8, this bit will come. Average number of heat waves are 4 to 10. That much range is there. Heat waves 4 to 10. Cold waves 6 to 8. That's it. As far as India is concerned, what is the criteria for declaring the heat wave? Heat wave has to be declared. First, departure from the normal. Before that, range. Okay, first heat wave is considered if maximum temperature of a station reaches about at least 40 degrees centigrade for plains and at least 30 degrees centigrade for the hilly area. 40 degrees for plains, 30 degrees is, we just consider it is a heat wave. Now, declaring it. First, based on the departure from the normal. Based on departure from the normal. When the departure from the normal is at more, 4.5 to 6.4. Normal plus 4.5 to 6.4. We call it as the heat wave. Severe heat wave. Normal plus more than 6.4 degrees centigrade. This is based on the departure. Normal and departure. Normal and departure. 4.5 to 6.4. Okay, heat wave severe. Normal plus more than 6.4. Now, based on actual temperature. Based on actual temperature, for the plains 40. For the hilly areas 30. That is Paka. Now, heat wave when actual maximum temperature is more than or equal to 45 degrees centigrade, more than severe, more than or equal to 47 degrees centigrade. It is from the normal temperature. Previously we discussed about the departure from the normal. Again, if the above criteria met at least in 2 consecutive days, at least in 2 meteorological, in a subdivision, at least in 2 consecutive days, it is declared as a heat wave on the second day. If these conditions prevail on the second day also, on the second day, it is declared as heat wave. That's what I told 2 minutes back. It needs some sort of further data analysis and everything. Criteria for declaring the heat wave for coastal stations when maximum temperature departure is 4.5 degrees centigrade or more from the normal, heat wave may be declared provided actual temperature is greater than 37 degrees. Actual temperature is 37. Okay. Now, if the departure is 4.5, more than 4.5, actual temperature 37. Departure is 4.4. That also for the coastal areas we give it. Criteria for warm night. Okay, it is considered only when T maximum remains 40 degrees centigrade or more. That is what we call the warm night. It is by definition temperature departure is 4.5 to 6.4. Temperature departure, normal temperature 4.5 to 6.4. Warm night we call it as a very warm night, more than 6.4 degrees centigrade from the normal. So this is how we should follow the declaring the heat waves over plain areas, over hilly areas and coastal areas. Slightly different, but you should understand because in all these areas, crops, animals, fisheries, forestries, everything, horticulture, plantation crops are grown. That's why as a agrometeorologist we should know. Last 2 minutes of today's class I cover on cold waves. Like heat waves, cold waves, you see low air temperature, plant injury, suffocation, physiological drought, heaving, chilling, freezing. High air temperature, plant injury, sunclad, stem girdle, desiccation, all this is. Now, cold waves cause enormous amount of damage. First, in the beginning of this class I told, if it is heat waves, air temperature plus humidity, negative impact. High air temperature and high humidity. The scientific reason is less transpirational cooling. Here in the cold waves, low temperatures coupled with wind speed, wind chill we call it. So that causes the damage. Okay. Physiologically, crops, animals, plantation crops, whatnot, everything, agriculture stuff. Similar to heat waves in summer, India also suffers from severe winter and associated cold waves because of very low minimum temperature. First condition is very low minimum temperature in India. Okay, number 2, like the humidity in the cold wave case, the wind speed in case of cold waves further compound the effect of wind chill. In case of heat wave, third, fourth time, in case of heat wave, high temperature with high humidity. Here, low temperature coupled with wind speed, high wind speeds. So they cause the wind chill and damage. Many parts of northern and central India generally experience cold waves during the winter season. Of course, January and February usual, but December we cannot rule out. No. So what is the criteria? Like heat waves criteria. First, based on the departure from the normal. Second one is the based on the actual air temperature plus wind speed here, plus wind speed. That's what we are going to discuss. Now, based on the departure. Based on departure means normal is there, cold wave. Negative departure from the normal is 4.5 to 6.4. Normal is say 15. Less, normal 15. So 4.5 to 6.4 minus. Then we call it as cold wave, and then based on actual severe cold wave when it is more than 6.4 degrees centigrade, less 15 degrees centigrade normal, minus 4, minus 6.4 or above, we call it as a severe cold wave. Based on the actual minimum temperature. Okay, when minimum temperature is less than or equal to 4 degrees centigrade, severe cold wave when minimum temperature is less than or equal to 2 degrees centigrade. Cold day, like warm day, cold day, minimum temperature is 10 degrees centigrade for plains, 0 degrees centigrade or less for the hilly areas. Now, severe cold day, okay, a cold day, maximum temperature departure negative temperature departure 4.5 to 6.4. Okay, we call it as the cold day. Severe cold day, we call it as a negative departure from the normal more than or equal to 6.4 degrees centigrade. Now, so cold wave conditions for the coastal regions differ slightly, like heat waves for the coastal regions when departure is minus 4.5 degrees centigrade from the normal. Okay, over a station, cold wave may be declared if T minimum is 15 degrees centigrade or less. Cold wave is declared 15 degrees centigrade, we declare it. However, from that 15 degrees centigrade, minus 4.5 is there, that we declare it as the cold wave in the coastal areas. So with this I sum it up like this: heat waves and cold waves are also disasters. Okay, physiologically they affect the crops, animals, orchard, plantations, fisheries and everything. Cold waves and heat waves like thunderstorms, dust storms and lightning. So in addition to heavy rainfall, of course, cyclones and everything we have discussed. So there is a need for further analysis, monitoring, forecasting, warning and advice for these disasters also in India for prosperity of agriculture. Thanking you for your patient hearing.